The California Carvers Guild has approximately 900 members and 51 active chapters. Today's program is a visit to the Santa Clara Valley Carvers Club number 1. Stay tuned.
Welcome to The Better Part, a program by and for seniors and devoted to exploring the many facets of those better years of our lives. The name of our program was inspired by a quotation from Robert Browning. Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be, the last of life for which the first was made.
Thanks to Ron Richards, the club's president, for inviting us to meet the members, and thanks to all the men and women of the Santa Clara Valley Carvers Club for making us most welcome.
To brighten your day.
I'm Val Jeffrey of The Better Part, and I'm at the Santa Clara Valley Carvers Club in San Jose to see what the club is doing right now. With me is Club President Ron Richards. Thank you for inviting me, Ron.
You're quite welcome. Nice having you here.
You've been with the club for quite some while now.
Since about 1983, yes.
So can anyone just drop in here and join the club?
Anyone that has a mind to carve and wants to, they're welcome to come, and we'll be glad to show them how and get them started.
Tell me briefly just about some of the members in the club.
We have today mostly retired people who are able to come on Monday. We have a group that comes on Thursday night. The Thursday night people are the people who still have jobs and are working. Monday group is the ones who are retired. They're engineers, lawyers. We've had doctors, school teachers, food process workers, etc., from all walks of life who now want to carve for their fun and avocation.
Well, can I go ahead and meet some of them and see what they're working on?
Certainly.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's start with you. What's your name?
Lee Trulin.
So, Lee, could you hold that up and show our audience what you're carving?
It's a cowboy having a jug.
A cowboy having a jug. Okay, and he's sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
And how much work's gone into this so far? How
So
long
far,
have
I've
you been working
probably
on it?
got about 10 hours in it.
10 hours,
Yeah.
okay. So what do you do when you first start? Do you sketch? what you're
Sketch
gonna
it
do?
out. Sometimes the drawings almost take as much as the carving does. But I sketch it out, then I put it on here and saw it out, and then go from there, and I just start carving and shaping.
Right.
And,
What do you do if you make a mistake?
well, you can put putty in. Or,
Is that what that is?
yeah, a little
It's like a
putty
big
right there.
Band-Aid, boo-boo Band-Aid.
Yeah, because
okay.
I had to add a piece on, and there was a slot in there. But, or you can cut it off and just add the arm on, or whatever, you know.
That's really
see,
good. So how
just-
do you decide what wood to use?
Whatever's easy to work with, and this is basswood, and it's really good because there's no knots, and it's got straight grain, and it cuts nice.
Right. Well, it's very nice. Very nice. How much more work before it's completed, you reckon?
Well, by the time I'm finished, I'll probably have 40 hours in it, but it's painted and everything. So
Okay. And what will happen to him after that?
he'll probably go on the shelf.
How many have you got on the shelf?
About 200.
Wow. Well, it's very nice.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've got this big block of wood, and I can see that if we turn it around and show our audience, you've actually sketched the picture on the wood.
Oh,
So
Yes.
how did you get the idea to do this?
I've been doing this for years and years.
Yes.
I've done this type of picture before.
Okay.
So all I do is repeat what I have done before.
Okay. Now, I see you've got a picture over there. Is that what this is going to be?
The picture will be
This is the young lady that you're carving right now.
right. It's called an American primitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a book and she's one of those. And I decided to take the picture and transpose.
Onto the wood.
Yes.
And then you just start carving.
Well, I have to make it deeper. If you come back in a few weeks, I'll be working on the face and body. It will
Okay.
take months and months.
Yeah.
I like something you demand time.
Do you find it very therapeutic to do woodworking?
For 35 years, yes,
Yes. 35 years you've been doing woodworking.
yes.
Wow. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I wanted to make David Michelangelo's statue Davis,
Yes.
and I drew it on the block, and it's not coming like the real one, but that's my David,
What kind of wood is it?
basswood.
Do you always work with that?
Well, it's soft and the pores are close, so it's very easy to carve.
Yeah. Will he be painted or finished or?
I will finish it and then just put some kind of varnish or something like that.
I have a squirrel here. Let's start with the squirrel. What kind of wood is this made of?
We don't know. This actually is a carving that one of our really good carvers made years ago, and she stopped carving, and I got it somehow, and it was part of it was missing, and I'm adding a nut for it to be eating.
I noticed that the nut is actually a
That's a
different
dif-
type
dif-
of wood.
Yeah, I have no idea what kind of wood this is. I think it's probably maple.
But you do mix woods together then, obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, if you painted it, it wouldn't be noticeable. But so I think this is probably maple. Very very hard wood.
Yeah.
Make bowling pins out of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the tools you use. You've got an array of tools
Oh,
here.
I've just got every tool a man can buy. But these are what you call palm tools. You hold them in your hand, and these over here are mallet tools, and you hit them with a mallet.
Okay.
But-
So when you start, when
See,
you've just got your block of wood.
Andre has a mallet.
Okay. So when you start, you would start with the
Yeah.
mallet.
Well, what probably happened here was that there was a block of wood about this size, see, and it's long, and she drew the pattern on it and bandsawed the shape out, roughed out, and then she carved this to the completely. But in the process of bandsawing it out, somebody forgot to allow for the paws of the squirrel.
Maybe that's why it got put to one side.
I think maybe that's why I got it for nothing.
Well, you're going to recreate it, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so this one over here I made myself.
Oh, I see.
This is something called gelutone, and it's a rare kind of a rare wood. It comes from the rubber tree, and I guess there's not much of it around anymore, but it's a easy carving wood.
I found a magnificent bear. What's your name?
Gloria Pope.
So, Gloria, this is an absolutely magnificent bear with his teeth and... How do you know when to stop carving is what I want to know.
That's a trick. We all go through wondering when to quit. You just get to a point and you have to say that's enough. And you have to resist the opportunity to take another stroke or two here and there. Pretty soon you're back to it. You just have to quit.
Do you ask the opinion of your co-workers here?
Not when to quit. But we exchange information.
Yeah.
We help each other.
Yeah. Where did you find the idea for this bear?
It was not a block of wood. It came to me as a rough out, and many of us use rough outs more than starting with a block of wood. It takes so very long.
To get to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you get a rough out, it's already shaped roughly like a bear. It has square angles, rough angles here and there, and you have to work a whole lot on it to bring it to this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you going to be painting it afterwards? Or
I'll
not?
use a stain,
A stain,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
and that will let the wood, you see, I've done some wood burning, and that was just a little experimenting around. And I do most of my bears with a little wood burning in the depth of the grooves.
Okay.
stroke.
Is that because you can get a finer groove doing it that way?
Yes, you can deepen it a little, and you can clean it up a little with wood burning. And then when you've stained it, some of that dark area from the wood burn will show through as a little darker.
Give it more depth.
A lot more depth,
Yeah.
yeah.
Has he got a name?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, when he's finished.
Are you keeping him for yourself?
I keep them all
You do?
until I'm dead and gone, and my girls can have them, my daughters.
Well, it's beautiful. Show me, there's another bear over there. Is that yours as well?
Yes. And that came from a small rough out.
A small
And
rough out,
I've been
okay.
just working away on it as I just came back from a trip. So I took this one with me to work on. So he's just started.
Do you ever get to a point and say, I'm not going to be able to do anything with this and forget it, or do you persevere right to the end?
Well, I have a lot of started and unfinished carvings set aside in my house, and I hope to get back to them someday. But I've got to say, I've never thrown one away, saying I'm through with that. I keep them because I always think there's a way out of whatever problem I created with
Right.
it.
A bear could become a dog in an instant, could it?
Well, that's a stretch.
We found another bear, but this time it's much smaller, and it's got a beautiful navel. What's your name?
Jack Thompson.
Where did you get the idea for this bear?
I really don't know. I just thought that that showing his belly is kind of being enlarged and giving the bear human characteristics, shall we
He's
say.
a beer-drinking bear.
All right.
Yeah.
And so I just start with that, and then as I work that belly into the bear, I have to adjust the adjacent areas so that as you look at it, because I do mostly in the round, as you turn it, you still have to have the bear there. That's all.
Yeah. He's got a nice little tail at the back as well.
You know.
So are you going to paint this one?
No, I likely never paint them.
No.
I put finish on them, but
Yeah.
never.
By finish, do you mean varnish or stain?
Yes, something of that.
Just some kind of varnish to stop them from getting grubby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How far is he from being complete?
Well, he's in the final stages.
He looks pretty good like he is to me right now.
Yes, I think so. But then it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder, you know.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Show me some of your other stuff.
Well, this is something we did at the picnic, or that was given to me at the picnic, and I cut it out. I mean, I finished it, I didn't cut it out.
Was he a little block of wood to start with?
Mm-hmm.
Did you start everything from a block of wood?
Pretty much.
I noticed even your tool's got a carving on it.
Well, that
Is
was,
this a special one?
no, not, yes, it's a special one. I use it almost every day, you know.
Yeah. Did you carve this?
Yes, I did. Harold Enlow was here, a carver from Arkansas, and he was doing that on some of the palm tools. These are palm tools, so you hold them in your hand.
So what are these?
Well, we had a whittling contest Saturday also at our picnic, and we were to do a knot, which I didn't do, but that was what I did. But I got another block and did that yesterday.
Explain a whittling contest.
Well, you get a piece of wood, something like this. It would be this size, this long, and you would be given an idea, a picture, a model, and you were to have a certain amount of time to carve it.
How long did you have to carve that?
Well, I had about 4 hours to carve that one.
4 hours?
But this was a whittling contest.
Okay.
And what did we have, an hour or so?
Okay, so this is a knot after 1 hour. And this is a
You
knot
wanted-
after 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
Is that right? I like this. It's beautiful. It'll make a nice candlestick holder. Would you like to explain about this block of wood?
Not really, because I don't know where it came from or what it is.
And you don't know what you're going to do with it either yet?
No, I have an idea, but I didn't bring the plans, so to speak.
But that's part of the process, isn't it? Having a piece of wood in your hand and deciding what you're going to create from it?
Yeah. Typically, I carve animals that a lot of them wind up in the trash can, some don't.
What about this one?
That one's going in the fireplace.
Looks like you might have cut yourself with that.
Yeah.
Do you do that often?
No. Well, I've been many years without doing it. Lately, I've been doing a little bit of.
So this one, you've got to the stage that you really don't know what to do with it, and you are actually going to
No.
throw it away.
Really? Yes.
I think it's
It
beautiful.
turned out. No, it turned out that to do this right, it should have been a bottle like in here somewhere.
Yeah.
It became, the animal that I'm trying to do is not big like that. This will be it. Try again and see how this works out.
So there is a point where you actually make up your mind that you are not going to go any further forward and you're going to start again,
Like yesterday.
like yesterday. This is so much fun. I'm getting to see so many different kinds of things. And this time it's not a great big block of wood and it's not a bear. What it is it looks more like a picture that you put on the wall. It looks more like a painting because it's small and it's flatter.
Yeah, it's what would probably normally be called a shallow relief carving.
A shallow relief.
Relief.
Relief, a shallow
Yeah,
relief.
the area which isn't the object itself is relieved. It's below the object.
Yes. Are you doing this because you want to try a different style, or is this the style that you really like?
Well, I'm doing this because of the intended end use of it.
Okay, and what's that?
This is to be a decoration on a tabletop or a tray-like tabletop that's going to have plants. I mean, the purpose of the table is to hold plants.
Will there be more than one of these?
Yeah, there'll be two of them.
You're going to do two, okay.
And my granddaughter asked me to make a table for her plants.
Oh, that's
And
special.
she said that she likes frogs. And so there'll be a couple of frogs in the corners of
How
two of
big will the
corners.
table be?
Oh, maybe 24 by 18.
Is this something else that you made?
Yeah, that's a
on the
turning.
table?
This is made on a lathe. It's a wood turning,
Okay.
and the top is carved.
And that's what you meant about you make things to add to other things.
Yeah. That's I do most of my carving that way, as opposed to carving bears or lions or or whatever.
This looks very much like a Tudor rose.
That's exactly
Did you
what
bring it especially for me? Don't answer that. That's okay. You're working on something very small.
Yes, these are Christmas tree ornaments.
What are the challenges of working on something this small?
Well, your eyesight
Yes.
and hand coordination.
Yeah,
But on the other hand, it only takes a small piece of wood,
yeah.
so you can make a nice little,
Is this one now complete?
well, yeah.
It looks
just
complete to me.
Yes, I'll put a hole in here to put a ribbon on it and then paint it.
Yeah.
paint it like a Santa Claus, so it'll look like a belongs on the
There
tree.
doesn't seem to be too much room to put a hole in it.
I'll go right here at the top of the hat.
And it's not going to make that fall off.
No,
You sure?
just put a small hole in there.
Okay.
And I'll use a drill, not a knife. And,
Okay. How long did it take you to make this one?
they take about 4 hours,
That's
roughly.
not bad. That's really
No,
good.
no, it's not. Well, I've made quite a few of them, so after you make a few, they become more repetitious.
Yeah.
And
So was this a little block then, or was it a form, or?
well, no, it was a square block, 1 inch square, and about 2 1/4 inches tall.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of sketch it out on the block, and then I rough it out with a bandsaw,
Okay.
or a scroll saw if it was handy.
Yeah.
And then that takes some of the whittling away. And so all you got to do is put the detail in then.
Okay. So you'll do that with paint. You're going to be painting it.
I'll paint it and
Bright colours.
red,
Yeah. Can we have
red
a look
and
at
white.
this one next to
Sure.
it, because this is
Yeah.
going to be the same, presumably,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the same thing.
It's going to be the same
And,
thing. And how long have you spent on that so far? A couple of hours?
About, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we got this one here, which is about 2 hours in, and the completed one, which is 4 hours.
4 hours.
And then you've got to paint it on the top of that.
Yeah, it takes longer to paint than it,
Yeah.
I generally get a half a dozen of them together, and then I can
Yeah.
paint down the line and
Yeah.
then let them dry, and then
Yes.
time they're dried,
Yeah.
I go back and
Yeah.
repaint, you see.
Will you be giving this away for Christmas presents, or are they for your tree?
Part of, no, they're not for my tree, but part of them are given away as gifts, or we sell them at the country store, and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, so.
Yeah, I'm told this is different. Let's find out why it's different.
No, it's what they call stylized.
Stylized.
I got the idea from a cake shop. It's one of these figures that you put on top of a cake,
Yes.
and the bride and the groom.
Uh-huh.
But the difficulty is, I thought it was going to be easy. See, all this has to be sanded. This is what they call butternut wood,
Yeah.
most of which I think today you've seen what they call basswood.
Okay.
But to get in here and smooth this all off is really going to be difficult. But it'll take a while.
What tool will you use to get inside?
Well, I've been
it?
using what they call gouges,
Uh-huh.
basically. And if there's any way to get in there. It's difficult to do with a knife, per se. All
Did you realize that that wood was going to be as hard as that?
Well, the
when you
wood
started?
itself is not difficult. It's just the areas that have to be, the wood where it has to be removed. I didn't think it was going to require this much time. So
Are you a patient man?
I think so.
Good.
I think so.
So when you finished it, are you going to be painting it?
No.
No?
I've worked with butternut before, and I prefer just using it natural, just putting a natural finish on it.
Okay.
It comes out to be, well, it does look much like walnut once it's completed.
So it will look much darker when it's finished.
Yes.
Yeah.
Difficult to say, but
Yeah.
it will be. Mhm.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of work to be done in that. Lots of work.
Tell me about this. This is a dragon.
Yes.
Yes, I love it. Look at these beautiful wings. It's so light. Tell me about it.
Well, it's just something that I wanted to do. I took parts of 2 patterns and made my own, what I wanted to do.
How will you fix the wings on?
The wings would be put on with pegs and mounted probably in that position, one on each side.
Yeah, that was really smart, not carving it with the wings on it as well.
Oh, that'd be too difficult.
Well, I don't know what's difficult and what's not. So you'll put 1 peg in or 2 pegs in?
This will be pegged at the bottom and at the neck for support to give it, so it's strong and sturdy.
And will you be keeping this, or is it a gift?
Well, I'll probably be keeping it. I usually keep most of my carvings.
Yeah. It's funny, when you create something, it's very hard to give it away, don't you think?
It's hard to get it past the wife to give it away.
So she really, really enjoys your carving?
Yes, she supports me very well on any of the carving and stuff that I do.
And encourages you?
Yes,
Does she have any input into what you actually carve?
she'd rather have me carve birds. I started carving birds,
Yeah,
but they're very, very time-consuming.
yeah. Why the dragon?
I don't know, just something that I saw a picture of and thought it'd be neat to do.
Reminds me of the dragon in Shrek.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually has great big eyes and long eyelashes.
Yeah, well, he's going to have jade eyes.
Jade, okay.
Yeah, I do lapidary work also. So I carved small eyes that would be
That's
put
going
on
to be
each side.
beautiful.
And then horns.
It's beautiful. And you carved those as well?
Yeah,
What's that made out
That's
of?
out of a nut that's grown. It's sometimes called imitation ivory.
I like the fact that it's a different color and then the eyes are going to be jade as well.
It should have character.
And you carve jade as well?
Oh, yeah. I have too many hobbies.
What do you think about the group? What's it like to work in a group rather than on your own?
Oh, it's just fun to be around people that have the same interests that you have. And that haven't met a bad carver yet or one that I didn't like.
Good.
So might say something about them.
There, what a lovely thing to finish on. Thank you. We hope that you've enjoyed this program and will join us again. Copies of this program and all our programs are available on VHS or DVD. And if you belong to a club and would like us to come and check it out, let us know. You can reach us by phoning the Cupertino Senior Center, 408-777-3150, or by visiting our website, thebetterpart.com. Thank you for watching.